Good. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Mississippi Farm Bureau press conference sponsored by Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. Today is November, I forgot the date, November 9th, and the 10th, excuse me. Yeah, November 10th. November 10th, and over the past weekend, Statesman football team fell on the road to Valdosta State. And this upcoming week we were scheduled to play Kentucky State, but Kentucky State has backed out. The recap last weekend and preview this weekend, I'll bring up head coach Todd Cooley.
Well, there's not going to be a lot to talk about this weekend, so let's talk about last weekend. Congratulations to Valdosta State. They played a good football game. That was a heartbreaker. It felt like someone pulled our hearts out of our chest and just stomped on them right in front of us. Very proud of the effort our kids played with. We've got to do a better job of putting that game away. We scored 21 first-quarter points offensively and did not score another point offensively the rest of the game. That's got to improve. To their credit, I thought they played hard. Valdosta played defensively. They played harder than we did offensively. I felt like our defense kept us in the ball game, that they played their tails off. And I got to do a better job getting this team prepared for games like that. We've got a really good football team here, and I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish so far this season. But that one stung a lot the other night. And what you want to do is, like I said, congratulations to Valdosta State. They played a really good game. Coach Craig and his staff did a great job, and he's got his kids playing at a high level right now. They're playing their best football when it counts the most. What I really want to do is get back out and play another game. And, you bounce around and you're sitting here and you got Kentucky State, who signed a contract to play us July the 14th. They're supposed to be coming to Cleveland this weekend to play us, and they are not. They are playing shorter because they're telling us that they've got an agreement to play the third-place team in Conference Carolinas. Well, Shorter is not the third-place team in Conference Carolinas. So basically it's just a deal for them to play an extra game. But here we are, two teams in the regional rankings, and we've got a chance to clear some stuff up this weekend and finish it where it's supposed to be finished on the field. And you got a team that's not wanting to play. So it's baffling to me. It's setting a precedent that should not be set. So I don't know. It's tough, but our players we're going to continue to work this week. We know that we need some help right now to get into postseason, but we've got to play as if we're going to get that help, and we're going to continue to move ahead. And I just believe good things happen to good people, and I think that somehow we're going to find a way to get in the playoffs. I think we've earned that right, and our numbers are good. And we're excited. So hopefully we're going to continue to. We're excited about an opportunity to go back and try to play better than we did the last time out. So hopefully we're going to get that chance, and that's all we can ask for at this point.
On the Valdosta game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just looking at the Russian numbers. They were not,
Yeah, we didn't run the ball very well. That's it's a fact. We didn't run the ball very well. They got after us up front, and we didn't do a good job running the football. That's evident by looking at the numbers. 42 rushes, 86 yards. You can't win a lot of football games doing that. So, yep.
And of course, I know Cole was in there, and then you put
Mm-hmm.
Ames was Cole hurt?
Yeah, Cole got hurt again. Sure did. Yep. So we put Garrett in, and we'll address that moving forward and see where we're at and all that good stuff. But yep, Garrett got hurt. We had to put Cole. Cole got hurt. We put Garrett in. Thought Garrett competed admirably. We'll see what happens moving forward.
Now looking at the deal Conference Carolinas have with the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, where they're
I'd love for you to explain that deal to me, because I've had about 14 different things told to me. Supposedly they're supposed to play this game 11, whatever. But when you've got a contract signed And I'll tell you what the contract said. The contract stated that if Kentucky State qualifies for the SIAC championship game, then we won't play them because obviously they're playing for a conference championship. They're not in that game, correct? No, they're not. They're playing Shorter. Shorter's not in the SIAC. Shorter's in Conference Carolinas, and Shorter didn't finish third in Conference Carolinas. So they're just playing a game, and they're just choosing not to play us. Okay? Because I would think that if we beat them, they probably wouldn't be in. So maybe that's why they're not playing us. You'd have to ask them. But I just know they're not playing us. So, yeah, it's been frustrating. I want to say I cannot thank Coach Mike Kennison enough for his due diligence. I cannot thank Dr. Dan Ennis enough for what they have tried to do to help our team get this game played. But at the end of the day, a team says they're not coming. What are you going to do? All you can do is now go through the legal action of, what the repercussions for that is. And they weren't the only team I tried to play. Once I realized that they're just not going to play us, we tried to contact 4 other schools yesterday in that same league, and we were 0 for 4 trying to get games. So as it stands right now, we're not playing this weekend, and we need some help this weekend in order for us to continue to play. And it's tough because we don't necessarily control our own destiny. But, maybe I don't know. I just think this is a bad precedent that's being set, because if you think, well, we're already at this seed and we're in the playoffs, we're just going to make sure we're going to play a team that, Shorter's they've lost a lot of one-score games. Shorter's not a bad football team at all. They've had they played North Greenville the other night, 35-33. But their strength of schedule goes way down when you play Shorter as if you played us. So, and their strength of schedule wasn't good already. So I don't know. But I'm sure they've got a plan, and, it is what it is. But I'm trying to fight for my team because I think my team deserves to be playing in the postseason. But we'll see.
Has that been something y'all discussed with the conference commissioner?
Our conference commissioner? Yeah, we discussed it with him. We did. He told Coach Kennison to assure me he was doing everything in his power to help us. So there's that. So hopefully that's happening. I'm sure it is, since he said it was. So, yeah, great question.
Now, of course, moving forward, the guys were probably hoping to play a game this weekend. And what's the biggest thing that?
I think the biggest thing is trying to just, we're going to meet this afternoon, and we're going to, we got to look at this tape that we just did, and we got to learn from our mistakes, and we got to own our mistakes. I'm owning mine. They've got to own theirs as players. And then we got to try to show them, hopefully by this afternoon, by the time we meet, we'll know kind of where we're at in regional standings. And, I think if we're anywhere in that top 8 or 9, I think we've got a really good shot to continue to play, So, when you look at the numbers, we should be in there. So we'll see. And then we'll go from there. And, we're going to practice a couple times this week. And we don't know, obviously if we play next week, we don't know who we're playing. A lot of things can happen this weekend. But, we got to work about us right now. We got to figure out what's going on with us and why we didn't play as well as we should have played the other night. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Now, of course, North Greenville and Pembroke are going to be battling for their conference title. Valdosta and West Florida are going to be battling for the GSC title. Is there a scenario that works out best for y'all as far as who wins? Or?
I hadn't really looked at it that hard. I don't know. I would think we would want West Florida to win. Man, that's hard for me to say. But I think that's the way we'd want it, and I think that we would want Pembroke to win. I think if I'm thinking all the scenarios through correctly, just off that question. So. Great question. Anything else? All right. Well, I appreciate y'all's time. Go Statesman.
Thank you, Coach Cooley. This weekend, Saturday evening, the Lady Statesman soccer team competed in the first round of the Gulf South Conference Championship Tournament. They fell 2-1 to West Alabama, but in the end, it was the Lady Statesman's first winning season under head coach Chloe Kane. So without further ado, to recap this season, I'll bring up head coach Chloe Kane.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Tough end to the season. Obviously, not what we were hoping hoping for going into that game, but as part of soccer, sometimes it can be a cruel game. So, without further ado, I'll open up to questions.
Talk about the overall the effort, because just looking at the play-by-play, it looked like the girls didn't quit. Millie scored a goal kind of the last 12 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like some momentum might go y'all's way. Just overall, talk about the effort and the tenacity the girls played with, even though it didn't come out.
Yeah, the second half of the game, I don't think we could ask for much more from the players. When people were on the field, like they were giving everything they got, we're subbing girls out and they're, huffing and puffing. The effort that was put forth was so evident to see, and I knew that if West Alabama were to get into a position of comfort, that they were going to put 11 players behind the ball and just be tough for us to break through, and that was what we did, and we threw everything at them. And that's the thing in soccer, sometimes it's just you're throwing everything at them, and it's just tough to break through 11 players. I think we changed up. We had so many attacking players on the field, like we're throwing everything at them. And yeah, I think it's more so probably credit to West Alabama and their defense. They just were very, very tough to break down. Bodies on the line, season on the line, and they find a way to grind out that result.
I was looking at the total shots. It looked like y'all were pretty even on shots on goal, but y'all took 16 shots and only 4 shots on goal. Is that a lot of that have to do with West Alabama's defense?
Yeah, I think that's the story of our season. We've outshot every opponent besides Nova, who were, for me, the best team we've played since I've been here. And, shooting the ball's one thing, scoring goals is another thing. And, we've taken a lot of shots this season, and maybe, if we'd have scored some more of them shots, we'd be, in a higher seed going into that tournament, hosting a tournament game. So I think it's, maybe an area that, for me, we definitely need to improve on. We've controlled games, we've taken a lot of shots, but we've not been able to score the amount of goals that we needed to, get results in big moments, whether that's, winning games that we went on to tie, or tying games that, I think I'm just saying that the wrong way around, but it's just getting us over the line and keeping us in games. Games that we lost where we just can't find the back of the net. Saturday's a great example of that. So, yeah, soccer's about scoring goals, and the team that scores the most goals wins games. And we got ourselves into good places, but ultimately we weren't able to execute. So I guess that's, on us as a staff to figure out how we can get our players in better positions to be able to execute going forward.
As far as the overall play of the team's defense throughout the season, a lot of shutouts, a lot of low score games. How did you, for the season, how do you feel that the defense played as a whole?
Brilliant. I think they did everything that we've asked them for. I think, if you start with Piper in the goal, Piper was here last season and obviously had 2 great goalkeepers ahead of her with Bailey and Liv last year, and it's kind of one of those where, all right, that's either going to make her or it's going to break her. And for Piper, it made her. She came in from day one in January and just bust her ass all summer, has done everything we've asked. And for me, like, I couldn't be prouder of her. You know, like, she had that opportunity to go and grab that starting spot, and she went and grabbed it with both hands. And you know, she's proved with the numbers this season why she deserved that chance. So obviously really proud of her for being able to go and grab that. And then when you look at the back line in front of that, I think 5 of our 7 defenders are seniors. So we knew that we were going to have a lot of experience back there. And then obviously our 6 is ahead of that with KB and Kaylee and Evie, obviously a freshman in there, that we just knew we had a lot of quality and a lot of experience in those positions. And yeah, they've just been solid all year. And yeah, I'm completely unsurprised that we were as good as we were defensively, because I just know the quality of players and the grit and the determination of those players back there too.
When you, of course, I know that senior class will be missed. When you look at the players you have returning, talk about the future of DSU soccer.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, Millie is a big part of that. Led the line for us this year, obviously 6 goals, scored the winning goal in the majority of our conference wins this year. And, you know, that's the thing for me, like, she's come up clutch in some big moments. And for me, it's just continuing to build on that confidence through the spring. I think when we look at our freshman class, the 3 freshmen in that class, I think they've got bright careers ahead. I think if you asked any of the 3 of them, are they happy with their game time this fall, the answers are no. And I don't expect them to be happy with that either, but I'm hoping that they've been able to learn a lot from the experienced players ahead of them. And, you know, going into the season after for them, I think it's, you know, obviously hugely exciting, the opportunity that they have to do what Piper did this year and go claim their starting spot. So, yeah, we're obviously excited. There's maybe some areas that, you know, we have a lot to fill and replace, but for me, that's opportunity for other players to take their chances and really prove a point in the off-season as well. All right, thank you. Go Lady Statesman.
Thank you, Coach. Recap again, rest of the weekend. Men's and women's swim and dive program went to Arkadelphia. The women won both against Henderson State and Ouachita Baptist Friday and Saturday, while the men split, dropping one to Henderson State, but then following up and winning against Ouachita Baptist. Women's basketball program went on the road Friday night to Louisiana as they beat the Louisiana Raging Cajuns in the next preseason exhibition 76-68. This week, basketball season kicks off on Friday as our women will head to Miles in Fairfield, Alabama to take on the Golden Bears of Miles College. And our men will be home here at Walter Sillers Coliseum as they will host the Magicians of Lemoyne-Owen College. We thank you for tuning into this afternoon's Mississippi Farm Bureau press conference sponsored by our friends at Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. Hope you have a great rest of your week. And as always, let's go Statesman.